Nice.
And we're streaming. So Naz, you were saying about Fatal has NPCs, bandits wandering around in the world, allegedly.
Yeah, I think Roland said that they might not ship that for Alpha 21. I think it's going to be another, sort of last minute get out it for the Steam sale.
I know. I wonder, do we think that they're like, does it feel like they're going to be ready for like Thanksgiving?
Well, the Steam sale, are you thinking of autumn sale? Because I'm thinking winter sale.
Yeah.
Like around Christmas. I mean, I'm sure that's probably their goal is winter sale because that's the bigger one. Not that the game's not on sale every 2 to 3 weeks anyway. For $749.99 in the US.
If you're being specific.
Well, that's because I was just on sale. I think Humble Bundle had it on sale. Someone had it on sale. I don't know if it was Steam or Humble Bundle, and it was like $749. That's like the going rate now. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I can't complain. I paid $15.98 for 2 copies way back when.
Nice.
When they used to do the double packs.
I think I have that exact same pack. I bought it for a mate of mine and he never ever played it.
Bastard.
Yeah, so I discovered the game. My friend had it on his wish list. And I saw early access. I'm like, all right, because we were looking for something to play. We were playing Elder Scrolls Online. It's like, okay, like we beat the main content. I was like, all right, we need something else. And I saw it on Steam sale. I'm like, let's give this a try. And then, so I bought it for him, and I don't know if I made my other friend buy it or I ended up buying it for him on sale or something, but we played that quite a bit. Obviously that's what kicked off my 7 Days to Die. And then, ever since then they've messed it up, but they made it easier for new people. So, we know how that goes.
I'm gonna do the math on that to see what kind of value I've gotten out so far. How much did you say it was?
Oh yeah, have you all worked that one out? I think I've paid 0.0007 cents an hour for the game.
Well, hold on. So, are you talking about total time game played? Because I've only got like 1,300 and some hours because I stopped playing because I got bored because lack of content, and it took 18 months to get Alpha 17 out. So, and then they came out with it, and then I was highly disappointed on the front end changes. So I just kind of like, all right, we play a little bit here, a little bit there. So I'm only at like 1,300 and some hours, and I paid, let's see, whatever hit, like essentially $8 for it. So I'm sure I've got my money's worth. Now, if you want to throw in the hours adminning and running servers, let's bump that up another, 2,500 to 3,000 hours there, if not more.
Yeah, my game time to cost of the game ratio is 0.003168 cents per hour.
That also doesn't count the mods I played because Steam doesn't track the mods because you have to run them separately.
Mm-hmm.
So, playing Starvation, playing Darkness Falls, I'm sure I probably have another 400 or 500 hours right there. So outside of Steam to calculate the hours.
Basically, in my case, it's worse than slave labor. There's sweatshops that get paid more than that.
Yes.
Oh, yep. There's Roland talking about the bandits.
All right. So what's it say?
Oh dear Lord. There's little bits and pieces that I'm coming across. That they're going to be game staged, based on your levels and all that. And early levels, you shouldn't be running into them very often.
So at high levels, they're going to be like stalking you.
Could be.
I wonder if they'll use those audio files that they already have, because that'd be funny.
They
I'm
do.
sure they will. I'm sure they'll probably end up recording new ones, but I'm sure they'll start with those.
My poor gun is going to be useless. Or
Why?
I've already trained because I used all those audio files for my admin gun in my game.
Oh, right, yeah. You'll have to make your own.
Mm.
Or just
My
switch
players will
it
have to
to
download something.
switch it to random animal noises.
Yeah. my my band hammer, my Uber hammer, I have that tied to the exploding cop sound events. So I like to give my players heart attacks.
Something
You'll tie it to
interesting
the
on
screamer.
the spears I see is spear power attack is a thrust instead of a throw. I wonder if that's to do with that bug that sometimes randomly makes your thrown spear disappear.
Ooh.
Well, you're going to get, well, as far as the power attack goes, you're going to get more out of stabbing someone than throwing it.
Yeah. And a lot of times when you throw your spear, it will go behind the zombie, and sometimes that's like off a cliff. So now it's like, okay, I have no weapon now.
If you
They're
carry
very good.
wood, just craft a new wood spear and just run. Yeah, I've never really used the spear. I just didn't. Never used it as like a viable weapon.
I've used it, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, I usually, once I can get the bow and, make sure I can get the feathers to have arrows, I'm usually on with the bow.
I always try and play a new class every alpha just to try different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've cycled through the different classes with the attributes and whatnot, so it doesn't, I usually play intellect. I decided that's what I like. I like the crafting aspect more of, getting stuff unlocked and then just working on the base. Like I'll go out, do the missions and stuff like that, but I like the building the most.
Building is very fun.
I'm not creative with it. Most of my bases are cubes, but yeah, I try and do stuff. My one buddy's like, no, it's just you just got to keep it simple. I'm like, I don't want it simple. I want to actually design something.
Yeah,
There are so many blocks to choose from nowadays. You can have so much fun.
that's a problem with me sometimes. I've been steadily trying to optimize I'm playing the game bases, because sometimes I just get I do too much, and it's like, you know what, this could probably be a prefab of some sort.
Should do that. Save it and then, adjust it.
I
Bring it
saved
into prefab editor.
my bunker base I made in Alpha 18. I was thinking maybe I could make it like a World War II museum or something.
Oh, that would be super fun. You can put out, make different builds for your airplanes and stuff for the carrier.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody who would probably like that.
I've been saying it for years though. Like I said, I made in Alpha 18. I've still never. I've converted it like through the alpha, so it's ready. I've just never actually gotten around to it.
Well, get ready to convert it again. Oh. It's it's Alpha 21.
So many more shapes. So many more assets. They are busy. Sometimes it surprises me when it seems like they're focusing on like the gameplay mechanics and all that, and the level designers and all that. I'm like, do you guys have any idea how many assets are in here to play with for players? This is a building game. This is not a first person shooter anymore. This is a building game.
Oh, I thought the team was reduced. because of the other 2 games they're working on.
Yeah. Has anybody seen those?
No, they haven't made one mention of it, just that they're working on something else. And I think they switched over to Unreal Engine.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think they said the next project will be unrelated to 7 Days to Die on the Unreal Engine because they want to learn Unreal, and depending on how that goes, they might do a sequel to 7 Days to Die on Unreal.
Yeah, you just won't be digging up the ground as much, I think.
So kind of like Ark.
I never played Ark. Kind of like, I guess, like Conan or...
Yeah, it's like Ark.
Yeah, you know, you have your resources on the surface, you go mine them, they come back in so long. Which is good, but I kind of like from 7 days, they don't reset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back in Alpha 15 when I had that server that was up for, game days over 4,500. That was
A barren
that
wasteland.
was nice. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was good. I had a secret admin that would go replenish cars every so often, but
Mm-hmm.
that was like his really only job. Is like, if I'm not on, just keep an eye out on shit, make sure people aren't cheating, and then if you get around to it, just put some cars in the world if no one else is on.
Yeah, I used to do that.
But then again, you could just dig and get tons of iron, so I don't know why we really need to... Oh, because of the brass. That's what it was, the brass.
I used to tell players, well, just travel to the left for 10 minutes and you'll find some.
Yeah.
Then you'll have people that are just running around in circles. I'm traveling to the left.
Yeah, but then you go left. 4 lefts make a circle. Well, square, but get you back to where you started.
2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do.
Yep.
Right. Oh man, I don't feel like going through 93 pages of the dev diary. Like, just show me. Yeah,
What's-
to the
what's-
first page.
what's-
Maybe it's on the first page.
Yeah, what's posted in the first post that they edit?
Oh gosh, so much stuff. Okay. What have we talked about before? Okay, new places of interest. Okay, new decorations. Lots of cars, trucks, tractors, furniture.
I want drivable ones. Screw your
yeah.
decorations. No, we're done with vehicles.
Yeah. Learn by reading. Those are all we've already talked about those. You find a whole bunch of magazines. Interactive environmental hazards. Those are pretty cool. The flaming gas pipes.
Yeah.
Double doors. An absurd amount of double doors. Holy crap.
Do they have arched ones now to match the arches that are already in the game?
Arched doors?
I think they,
Yeah. Like rounded at the top,
I think they have like glass, like the arched blocks, but they have glass in them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like doors. Like I want a set of wooden doors that fit in a damn archway. You make arches, but no fucking doors to fit in them. Come on, man, I'll get on that shit.
Yep, that's definitely...
You have blocks that doors don't fit in. I want doors.
They just hear that there's gonna be new armor, but drinking water rebalance. Oh my god. I think that's still a hot topic. The water.
They're not fixed that yet? I thought they were fixing that for Alpha 21.
Oh no, I mean like the water, yeah, like the environmental water, but I mean like the drinking water, the jars and stuff like that.
Oh, because they put the stupid reclamation system in.
The dew collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, got rid of freaking water jars. Like,
Oh.
of all the things, like I literally have jars in my kitchen that I keep so that I can use them for stuff, and there's water in some of them. So it's like literally a real life thing that I actually do. It just doesn't have murky water because I have a tap with good water. So.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I've got a bit of a question for you guys.
Mm.
Do you feel like with all these changes that they're making, that they're trying to limit the way players can play the game, and they're trying to force players to play it how they want players to play the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had
feel
like
that
the escape the horde by going in a vehicle. They made vultures destroy you if you do that now, and then they made if you try and escape the horde by just floating in the water, they made zombies swim. Some of the base building strategies they undid.
Zombies dig now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, for example, I hate the whole trader thing. I really wish players could just go out and explore the world and loot stuff, not buy everything and get quests. But now the game is in such a point where if I thought about getting rid of traders, then the players they won't be able to do quests. There's some items that you can only get from traders. It's like, what happens if players don't want traders?
I still have not.
Okay, so this is what you can do. Yeah. So I have.
Not looted a Crucible.
So what you can do is eliminate the standard traders and put your own in. And then just adjust what they have, or make what they have, tie it to a fifth tier perk that they can craft. And then if you really want to screw it to them like I do, is, make it a multi-step process to craft. Okay, well, you need to craft this part because you can't find it and you can't bind it. You buy it. And do that, several times. And then, like, okay, now that you have these 5 crafted ingredients, now you can craft the thing that you actually want.
Yeah.
But, you take instead of having the trader, you have a quest giver. So... you'd have to mod that out where, so you go to the NPC and you get the quest, and then whatever reward that they get. But then again, it also makes Duke's coins useless unless you just scrap them for brass.
Well, you can also limit what the vanilla traders are offering.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that too. So there are options. It's just got to put a little bit of work in.
Yeah, I just wish that they would, instead of limit, like, make the game so much more linear, have it so much more open world. Players can play it exactly how they want to play it.
It used to be like that.
Yeah, I know. That's the good old days.
The sandbox game.
Yeah,
exactly. A sandbox game.
Yeah.
The one that bugged me was was farming. Like, why would they do that? I hate it when changes make things take longer, and even if it's just a small bit longer, it's cumulative and it adds up, and it's really, really annoying, and it frustrates me. Like the old way where we had the farming and you got your plant and you don't have to pick it up and replant it, and that's annoying. It would make sense if, like, the plants, when you harvest them, have it and they have to regrow, have a chance. If they had a chance to die during the growth process, that would be awesome. I think that would make absolute sense.
Yeah.
If they were worried about, later game stage people having too much food, and like, well, I mean, if you've got a lot of money, you can go buy a lot of food too. So there's like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Let me play how I want to play.
Yeah, like if we were out exploring, we just, there's an animal, let's go kill it. And then you get, but they change it like, if you want, beef stew, or, you need 5 pieces of meat now instead of 1.
And mushrooms and this, that, and that, the other thing.
Right. But then once you have the farm going, you have all your vegetables, including the mushrooms. You just gotta go get the meat. They need more food options. I think they need, more than just a campfire to make food. Like, all right, well, you get this at campfire, but now you have to build an oven, and then you get these recipes at an oven.
Yeah.
You know,
If I can build a gyrocopter, I can build a freaking oven.
That's
Or like
right. Or even a barbecue. Like so you have an oven and you have a barbecue. So a barbecue is like you do the meat. So now you get, instead of the campfire, you're getting grilled meat. You need a barbecue to make grilled meat and grilled vegetables. But you have a stove, then you can get, fried or baked. And then they could have different buffs depending on what the food is, like they already do.
You can make like a primitive clay oven.
Oh, yeah. It's like a stone, like those pizza ovens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just
Wasteland
put
pizza.
wood in there and
I modded in a bunch of different cooking things because I was tired of you have these awesome, amazing bases and then a stupid campfire in the kitchen. You're like, that's dumb.
yeah.
I modded in the grill. I made that a working grill and the wall oven and the stove you could actually cook in as well. That was fun getting the particle effects just right. Move it up by 0.1%. Yeah. But I didn't bother going through the food and all that because I think that just food annoys me so much.
I actually went through and looked at all the stats at each of the food items, and it's like, well, most of them are the same, but they cost different things that have varying degrees of difficulty to get. Like, boiled meat is like pretty much the best food in the game because it heals you a massive amount, and it's super cheap.
And you get the water. You don't have to carry 2 different items, just the one.
Yeah.
Nice. It has been a long time since I've gone through and figured out the values of everything. So, food. It would be cool to have more tree options. You know what I miss? I miss the birch tree. I want to know why they took that away. I loved the birch tree, and it's gone.
If you still have the birch tree, you should be able to harvest some of the birch wood and make birch beer.
Birch beer?
You don't know what birch beer is?
No. Hence me going, birch beer?
Google it.
Oh.
It is a soda. It's an offshoot of like root beer. Maybe it's only a Pennsylvania thing.
Could be. Herbal extracts and birch bark. Seems so odd. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a regional thing.
Yeah. Like the picture of the one I'm saying is it's Pennsylvania Dutch. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. It must be because there's a bar in my neighborhood that used to have it on tap in a keg. Let me see.
Is it Amish?
Oh no, they don't make soda. Yeah, Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer. Yeah, I guess that is a Pennsylvania thing.
Interesting. Well, if I ever come across it, I'll try and remember to grab it.
I doubt you'll have it out there. I wonder if well, you know what? It's on Amazon. You could order some from Amazon. They got the cans. Let's see, Pennsylvania Dutch Birch Beer, 12-ounce can, pack of 12, $20. That seems a little high. But then again, everything's high now because of the economy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Well, what else? I'll try to start going through. The pipe weapons, the armor. It doesn't look like edited July. I don't think they've been editing the
main thing like they should have been.
That's why I was trying to go through the rest of the posts and like I don't see any changes. July 3rd is the last time they edited some of this stuff.
Yeah, that's only almost 4 months ago.
Yep. So the Raiders, art assets. Anybody else been paying attention?
No. Has anybody watched Prime streams?
I have not been watching them much.
I think they showed off somewhat showed off the new doors, how you can like shoot and melee and throw grenades through the holes in them.
Oh, that's good.
Has he been streaming 21?
No, I think it was on
I don't
the dev diary.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that works really nicely. The and then there's the Twitch interface that they've been doing. They started talking about that. I don't know if they've pushed the entire interface. I'm glad that they did the Twitch thingy. I mean, I don't have anybody that does the Twitch, but I really like having those commands available to me as a server or as a, admin on the servers. Some of them are very, very helpful. Scrolling through the forums, it's hard to figure out which ones are the information that's been released and which one's not. But I think that mechanic is still kind of in discussion. Or the community is continuing discussions with it in volumes. Well, what else are people up to?
Oh, I mean, we haven't really had a steady flow of information from the team. That is definitely the one thing that they could improve on is their HR, like keeping everybody up to date on the.
Oh, PR.
I mean PR, sorry. HR.
I'm like HR. I don't even think they have an HR person.
Yeah, I think
PR.
Fatale's been quite quiet, so I think that usually means he's busy.
There is a lot of stuff going on. It feels different. I don't know. But there's still lots and lots of changes happening.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's one of his posts on the forums.
I wonder if they're going to do anything for their big 10-year anniversary next year.
Oh God, is it already coming up?
Oh my God, 10 years and still in early alpha.
Wow.
Maybe they're hoping to release it then. That's the anniversary event. It goes out with early access.
Yeah.
It hits beta after 10 years.
It's like if your kid started playing this game when they started school, they would be out of school and the game's still not out.
The person I took over my server from, they stopped playing because they had a kid. And I think that kid is like about to hit middle school now. They've grown up a bit.
A lot of real life world stuff has happened in those 10 years.
God, they have. Oh my goodness. I like how some of it has made it into the game. Like we have Corona wipes.
Corona wipes.
That's that was a good little addition.
10 years ago, I wasn't even a PC gamer 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I switched from Xbox 360 in 2013.
Wow. God, 10 years.
I was in college then.
All right, there's... Man, they have been super quiet. See, this is what we need Cy for, so he can tell us what they've talked about. He's good about keeping up on the forums.
Yeah, but he's out picking up a car today.
Darn him! Darn him!
Exactly. Exactly.
Here's. I bet I know the answer, but was anybody able to make it to the TwitchCon?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I cannot afford it. So
Yeah, that is.
I go to one con every year. Well, one major con, and I don't even think I'll be able to go to that next year.
Which one do you go to?
I go to Origins, which is a non-video gaming con.
What did they do there?
They play collectible card games, they LARP, they do tabletop role-playing games, they have the War College, miniatures. It's everything but video games. Yeah, I've been going since 2005, with the exception of 2006 and 2020. So, but, you know, unless I can find a new job and have time off by then, I won't be going next year, which is very disappointing. It's the only vacation I actually get to take.
Sorry, I'm looking at the pictures that Naz is posting in the Brain Drain Live. In the corner of my eye, I'm like, is that a ship there? Those are cool.
It did speak to me. Here's something that might be interesting. New player models.
Mm-hmm. Look at those hands. Those are amazing.
I wonder if they'll ditch that really odd running animation where you're kind of holding your thumb to your fingers and it never changes. It just goes up and down when you're running.
Something a little bit more realistic would be good, yeah.
It'd be so funny to see just someone in real life running like that.
It is very stilted and robotic-like, for sure. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, God. Going on to Twitter just to see what they've posted there. I don't even think I can log on my computer. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. So at least their Twitter person is doing stuff. Oh, yep. The TwitchCon. No. Well, I could be on Twitter for like 5 seconds, but now it wants me to log in, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm pretty much logged out of almost everything.
Well, do we want to have a short brain drain today?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only been like a half hour. I mean, maybe we can at least make it to an hour.
Okay. We can hit to an hour, and let's see here.
I blame the audience for not submitting questions and not showing up. I mean, today's the day for all the Halloween parties, so there's no excuse because you'll all be hungover tomorrow.
Tomorrow would have been worse.
Yes. So I blame the fans. Not that we have many, but I blame them anyway.
that one fan that's it's not even here today.
Well, Peter's probably sleeping. But Livy's not here. I mean, it's like what, around 3 o'clock in the UK, maybe 4. I keep forgetting what the difference is.
10 to 4, yeah.
Yeah. My on a unrelated note, semi-unrelated, a non-sequitur. My cousin is in the U.S. Air Force and he is stationed at Ramstein. So if anybody's over in Germany, I want to stop by and mess with my cousin. Go ahead. Where's Zipcore at? I gotta find out where he's at. I know he's over in Germany. So my cousin would be like, some strange German came up to me. He knew all about me. I don't know what's going on.
OPSEC. You gotta practice OPSEC. You're saying too much.
No, he's good. I didn't say what he does. I just said where he's stationed. That's not a secret.
Oh, no, I was saying for him.
Oh,
People
yeah.
know all about him.
Yeah. Nah, everything's generic. Oh, the funny thing is what he's trained to do, and it's not secret or anything, it's computer stuff. But he finished his tech school, was home for a few weeks, got sent over to Ramstein, and he has to come back for a class so he can do his job. So they trained him, sent him over, and he's not able to do his job.
So they have to train him some more.
So when the class becomes available again, he's got to fly back to the States to take this class to go back to Germany.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody have any cool plans for Halloween?
No. I should have not D&D game tonight. We switched over to Savage Worlds. So I believe I have a Savage Worlds games tonight that we're playing an Old West setting.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. I'm playing a doctor. We don't have classes or anything, but I'm like, I'll play a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy running it's like, well, every character should have a secret. Okay. So my secret is, so the way Savage Worlds works is you have essentially you can have up to 4 points of flaws. They're called hindrances. One of my flaws is major. It's a 2-pointer, and it's called curious. So my doctor, when performing surgery, might take a little bit of your liver or maybe part of your, your gallbladder and taste it out. Nom.
And taste it so he's a cannibal?
Slightly. He's just curious and see if the health benefits of it.
That's
so
cool.
He'll kind of take it out during the surgery, hide it, and then cook it later.
Oh, yeah. Hey, take out the appendix. People don't really need that, right?
Been there, done that.
Overrated anyway.
You don't need the entire liver. You can afford to lose a little bit.
Yep.
Probably
You
be
got
fine
two
with
whole
one
kidneys.
lung.
Yes.
Huh.
You can chop off a little bit at the end. It's fine.
Yeah, so allegedly that's my plans for tonight.
Very exciting. I have a fab off tomorrow against Oktoberfire. I'm the reigning champion, the builder over there. Need somebody to knock me off the throne.
So what are you building?
We don't know until it starts. They don't give us. That's part of the challenge is to figure out what you're building. So we get 2 hours to. Usually the POIs are like 25 by 25. So we got 2 hours to build everything, to add all of the traps, to add the zombies, to paint it, to get the parts, all that, to hook it up to any quests that you might have. So yeah, it's it's tricky. Honestly, the only reason I keep winning is because I'm really good at time management. So all the rest of them are trying to be all fiddly bits with stuff. I'm like, nope, this is a box, this is a box, and this is a box. Everything is boxes.
I would fail.
So you
bad
build
at
boxes.
Yes.
That sounds boring to build just boxes.
Well, I mean, they're fancy boxes, of course, but they you got to use your time wisely with it. And then, of course, so that gets submitted to the secret judge, and then we usually go back. We'll make them a lot prettier, or finish it up, or add the rest of the zombies, or whatnot. But it's pretty cool what people can come up with, and I'm not saying myself. It's pretty cool what everybody else has been coming up with just in 2 hours. To come up with a concept, to implement it within 2 hours is pretty amazing.
It took me like 2 hours to build just that forklift.
Yeah, gots to be fast.
Oh, so going off topic, as we, like I said, I mentioned I'm playing a Savage, the old West game and not D&D. Have you guys seen any of the virtual tabletops that are coming out for the role playing stuff? All right, so there's 3 to check out. One is called Arcana. It's AR, capital AR, Cana. The creative director is Joe Manganiello.
Wait, from not the actor.
True
dude,
Blood?
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
the actor,
no, it
dude.
is. Okay. It's like Sofia Vergara's husband.
Yes. He is a big D&D nerd.
Yes.
And he is the creative director of this project. I'm actually in their Discord. And what it is, and it's really cool. They're actually going to be opening it up to. So part of the Kickstarter was if you were one of the first 1,000 backers, you got beta access.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it. I actually went out and bought a new tablet for it so I could use it because right now it's only out on Android and iOS in the beta form. They're soon, TM, they are opening up to all the Kickstarter backers for the beta testing. So what it is Carmel, like this, is you build your maps. And you can put minis in there, and you can see from the point of view of the mini going through your game.
Oh, cool.
So at some point we'll have to get together. I'll see if I can record a video or find someone's recorded video of their stream or something that shows them using it. And I keep going back with the their PR guy on the Discord. I'm like, hey, you guys should get a few celebrities since Joe is a big D&D player.
Mm-hmm.
Host a game with the software. Matthew Lillard saw it and he was amazed by it.
I love Matthew Lillard.
So if Shaggy says it's good,
Yes.
so basically you can use it in 2 different modes. There's AR and 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do an AR mode or 3D mode, I'm trying to think. It's been a couple weeks.
Reality?
Yes, it will be compatible with AR glasses once the technology is affordable. But right now you use a tablet or your phone, and they will have a Windows and I think a Mac version. I'm really waiting for the Windows to test out because it's a lot easier for me to do stuff on the computer than on a tablet.
Mm-hmm.
But you do maps. Like if you're familiar with Curse of Strahd.
I'm literally playing it right now. Yes.
Someone's in the process of doing Castle Ravenloft.
I don't know what that is, so no spoilers. We literally just got to the chat. We literally just got past the first murder house with the.
Oh, you did the murder. Okay, you just started.
Yeah.
Castle Ravenloft is Strahd's castle. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's his castle. So someone's working on that.
Very cool.
But if you into the 3D printing world at all or 3D terrain, Fat Dragon Games is a partner, Hero Forge is a partner, Dungeon Forge is a partner. So what you can do is if you do it in the one version, in the one setting, they give you a table that you can, draw your stuff out on. But if you switch it to the other version, if you're playing at the table, you can actually use your table. So if you have your minis on the table, you can use your minis in it. It will incorporate that from the table into the program.
Oh, that's cool.
So that is, like I said, that's in beta testing right now. It will be released to the rest of the Kickstarter backers relatively soon. They haven't released the date of when that's going to happen, but they're working on some stuff first before they do that. There's a second one called RPG Stories that I backed. That won't be out until October of next year. But that is a 3D virtual tabletop. I've had the chance. They had a 2-week beta, or actually I would say alpha of the World Builder. For me, it needed a lot more done to work with, but it was on its way. You can look up RPG Stories. The reason I backed that one is it's not just fantasy. Like Arcana is just fantasy. It's just D&D.
Mm-hmm.
That's the focus. With RPG Stories, it's not the same as Arcana. It's on the computer.
I posted a link to the Arcana Kickstarter in the chat.
Yeah. And well, it is done. It is funded.
Yeah.
But it'll give you like, some information. RPG Stories, besides fantasy, is going to do horror, modern, and sci-fi. So I like playing some modern games. If I'm running a modern game, I can use RPG Stories, which you can pre-order. Their Kickstarter's over too, but you can pre-order that and still get in on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this way, like if you want to play something a little bit more modern, or if you're playing like one of the Vampire the Masquerade or one of the other White Wolf or Modiphius based games, you can actually do, build up a real world, a modern day world versus everything being fantasy for D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first one I backed is called Dungeon Full Dive. This is on the computer, obviously. It is 2D or virtual reality. So you can build your world and put your VR goggles on and actually be in a first person mode, I believe, and an overhead mode of this.
That's cool.
So those are three things I've backed that I'm looking forward to in the upcoming time. Arcana will probably be out first, but Dungeon Full Dive isn't too far behind from my understanding. I just had an update for October, and I think they're looking at early access second quarter next year. So, but that's it's a little bit more involved than what Arcana is doing in a different aspect, because that's fully VR, or you can do it, 3D on the computer without being VR, or mix and match. Unfortunately for me, I can't sit still and do VR because my brain doesn't like it. So I get motion sickness.
Yeah.
But those are some cool things to check out. I know it's not 7 days related, but they're still cool.
There's certain things that we seem like people who play 7 Days to Die do tend to like certain things. they go together well.
Yeah, and if you're a builder in 7 days, Arcana and RPG Stories, I think, will be good options if you branch out and do play tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons or Shadowrun or Vampire. So I think that those are good options to check out.
Cool. Very, very cool. I can just imagine how fun it would be because like when we're like I play virtual, so we use like Roll20 and stuff, and it's fun enough or Beyond D&D. Yeah, like we use
D&D Beyond.
Together. Yeah, D&D. We use that to plug into Roll20. So apparently you don't like it. So like we use that one for us, and it's fun to like look at the thing, but you're reliant on your DM to describe the room, and you might forget about it, and you've come back like a week later, or if all the players are being obnoxious and talking over just little stuff like that. So it would be cool to kind of like look around and see your fellow adventurers in their as their people rather than just a little Discord bobblehead.
Right. Yeah. you mentioned Roll20. I'm in deep with Fantasy Grounds. So while that has a price tag associated with it, I think it's a much more complete program than Roll20. I know Roll20 is free for most things. I think they do have a subscription, and you still have to buy stuff, or you have to make it yourself.
Yeah.
So, so I get it. It's a cheap alternative, but I've tried it, and it's too much work for me.
Yeah.
With Fantasy Grounds, it took me a little while to learn it, but now that I know it, it's like, oh, here's an adventure. I'm going to go online and buy it and download it, and then I can read through it and run it. And that's it. Like, everything's linked. All the encounters are in there. They're done. They show up on the map when you drag them over there. It's less work for the DM overall.
I have no idea how much time our DM spends, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're working in Roll20 and they're coding their own stuff, that's...
No, God, no.
Okay.
No, yeah, no. We have like the like we're doing the Curse of Stroud So it's got like the maps are there, and like the individual floors of the murder house was there, and like as you move around, you could like your line of sight is dependent on what your visual.
What your vision is, yeah. Same thing
yeah.
in Fantasy Grounds. They did that too. Yeah, I mean, Foundry is another good VTT. I haven't learned how to run that from the DM side. It's all in a web browser.
Mm-hmm.
That's another decent one. It's not, like I said, I have to look into that one on the DM side. Like I have it. I backed a game on a while ago, and I got a $10 discount for Foundry when they released this stuff, because they have the module for Foundry. So I'm like, I'll snag this up. It was $40 with the discount, so like, why not? But I'm really looking forward to the Arcana, the RPG stories. I want to see how Dungeon Full Dive's going to handle it. But I think the RPG stories is probably going to be, for your more modern games, the way to go. Just for the fact that you can do the modern buildings and stuff like that, and they are going to be integrating rule systems. I don't know how they're going to do it, but the thing is, they're going to do it. So you'll have your D&D, whatever other rule systems they're able to work in or set up to work in. We have about 8 minutes for an hour show.
What?
I know, and I was off topic for like 20.
I mean, that's kind of par for the course.
Yes. I try and limit it to less than that.
I don't think people are going to mind talking about other virtual games.
Yeah. I actually am thinking about throwing up a Conan Exile server.
That seems to be a popular one.
Yeah, I just kind of, my one buddy doesn't like it too much because like the resources spawn back on like 7 days where it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a progression thing. Like me and a couple of my friends have V Rising, but my one friend got so into it he would like play ahead and like, oh, I've taken out these 8 bosses. You guys just need to catch up and I'll help you. And I'm like, oh, that's great. My one buddy's like, well, let's discover this together. And I'm like, I get why he isn't playing it right now. Like if we were to play it again, I'd probably start fresh. Just because of the fact. It's like, oh, yeah. But finding stuff to play recently has kind of been a challenge. I've been playing a lot of PUBG again, and I fucking hate that game. I'm just so over it. But, there's not, like, my buddy's computer's old. I think it's probably getting close to 10 years.
Oh, my God.
Well, his wife controls the finances, so... one of the things he's doing is trying to, so, not that he listens to this, so I'm good, but his wife is a hoarder, both in real life and on the computer. So they've been married a little over, I think, 21 years now.
Oh my.
So their first computer came from her parents.
Oh my.
And her dad used to work at IBM, and I forget, her mom was somehow involved with tech too. So they have files from that computer on their current computer from 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like his wife won't delete shit.
Yeah.
So every computer they have has to have all the shit on it. And then she has an external drive to back up everything. And, she's got stuff from, her job from like 4 companies ago. But why the fuck you have it? You don't need it. It's from like 10 years ago. So he's trying to finagle instead of getting, he's trying to pick himself a new gaming machine for like Christmas, or at least what he's like, oh, and then she's a little upset because, oh, that's what people are going to get, and it's just all for you. And he's like, no, he's like, whatever people are willing to say, hey, listen, we'll get this for you, or we'll get that. So this way he doesn't have to use the other computer, and, he's forced to use Norton's because his wife just has it on like renewal each year, and it's one of the worst things you can put on your computer. And it messes with his gaming, and like anytime there's any kind of problem, she blames his games.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to finagle a new PC for Christmas, or at least parts to it. That it's like, okay, well, I've got this for Christmas now. I can spend a little bit of money and buy the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's trying to get that but she controls the finances, and he's in need of a new computer. I just don't have the extra parts to give him to be like, here, start this off.
Yeah.
At this point, he might as well, buy and build, because I assemble it for him and install Windows and all that. Something with the new processors. I know Naz has a new Intel machine he's working on. I'm still going to go Ryzen because they're more cost effective, and it's only a little bit of difference. But for him, it's not going to matter. It's budget versus a little step up in performance from an Intel to a AMD.
I mean, once you get your basics going, you can always upgrade individual pieces.
Right.
Obviously.
But
Yeah,
right. But if he can do it at once,
some stuff is pretty long lasting. Like cases take a very long time to not be usable anymore.
Right. Well, the thing is, he already has the one computer in the case. He doesn't want to get rid of the other computer. He wants to add a computer.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have. Right. So he doesn't have to put Norton's on it because that'll clear up a lot of issues he has. Is just getting rid of Norton's, and she's very paranoid about stuff. So it's got to have Norton's. And even the guy that, at our local micro center is like, dude, you're using Norton's? What the fuck? And he's like, I know. Like, he's not very computer savvy when it comes to, the more in-depth technical stuff, but he knows Norton's is bad. So, I hope, it works out that he can, get a new machine. Because he doesn't really ask for anything for Christmas or anything like that. And, it's like, hey, listen, if my dad or, your parents would be willing, maybe I could ask for this, ask for a component, or just ask for a few bucks. Like, hey, listen, whatever you would be willing to contribute, this is what I want. Type of thing. Because then he doesn't need to use the other computer with their decades of useless shit on it. And he doesn't have to have it, then his games won't be on it, so she can't say, oh, well, your games did this. Because he wouldn't have to use it. He just used the gaming machine, So, hopefully that works out for him. Because I thought about upgrading. I'm like, I don't have the money. And I'm now unemployed, so I definitely don't have the money to upgrade. Not that I need to, but...
It's a good time for prices.
It is. I've been looking
GPUs have all crashed.
Even hard drives have come down. The internals have come down.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Like I was getting externals and ripping them for my server, and I've seen on Amazon. I think there's like a 16 terabyte for like $200.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the link. It's a Seagate. Let me see. Oh, it's renewed. Okay, that's why it's so cheap.
Mm.
It's a Seagate XSX 167200, RPM, 189. The new ones are 289, so 300. So they're still cheaper than what I was paying. I think the last time I bought one was like 310 in an external. Well, here we go. Western Digital is a 16 external for $285. And I mean, these aren't like the NAS drives; these are just the regular hard drives. But still, they're down. Oh, here you go. Is this renewed? Yeah. So refurbished are about 200. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go with a refurbished drive though.
Yeah, be scary.
Yeah, I'd definitely make sure they have a good return policy and test the hell out of it once you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think I'd go with a refurbished, but they're still, the hard drives are coming down. Even the internals, the externals, so I don't know how long that'll last for, but that's nice that they're coming down. Like Naz says, the GPUs have crashed since, they're no longer being used for mining. CPUs aren't too bad. I don't know what the Intels are going for. I know the AMDs are decently priced.
Yeah, the Intel lineup was a little bit cheaper, but nothing that would make you choose it because it's just cheap, like massively cheaper.
But the Intel or the AMD?
Intel. I need to check.
So are they becoming more competitive with AMD, or
They're
it's just this?
both Intel and AMD's offerings. They're pretty damn close to each other. They've got their pros and cons on either side, but either way you go, you're it's a solid choice.
You're just saying there's not too much of a price difference and performance difference,
Yeah.
or the performance difference isn't for you right now for this build, because I know you said you're going with Intel, is worth it for you.
Yeah,
versus
I went with Intel because they had that tiny margin of, yes, it's a bit faster than what AMD has, but it's also quite a good budget platform because it supports DDR4. You're not required to splurge
upgrade
on
DDR5.
Yeah, so if you wanted a new build but you didn't want to break the bank, then it's quite a good option.
Okay, yeah, my computer store, Micro Center, was running specials. If you bought a new processor, one of the, I don't know, it's the 7s or the 9s or the 7000 series, they were giving a 32 gig of DDR5 with it for free.
Oh, nice.
And that was making me think about it. I'm like, oh, like 32 gigs for free for buying the processor, but then there's no income. So, obviously I couldn't do it.
Intel's i7 13700K is £475 here, and that's 16 cores and 24 threads. And AMD's equivalent, the 7900X, is 12 cores.
That's a 1624, not 1632.
No, it's because they've got the new little big core architecture where you've got your standard performance cores with hyperthreading, and then you have these efficiency cores that don't have hyperthreading, so you end up with
okay.
Yeah. The AMD one is $548.99. So
okay, yeah, that's not much of a difference.
So yeah, you're not saving a huge amount going with one over the other.
Yeah, at least not this generation. We'll see what happens when the next generation comes out.
Although the benchmarks have showed something interesting. Do you know that AMD 5000 series 3D V-Cache CPU?
Yeah, I've heard of it. What about it?
It's very close in performance to the new Ryzen 7000 CPUs, but because it's a last gen part, you can get it for like $300 or whatever. And obviously,
it's not bad.
Yeah, and obviously it's a last gen part, so it's using like X570 or B550, so you can still use your DDR4.
Yeah, or if you have the X570, like both my motherboards are the X570 series. I had a B450 before I upgraded in the server, but I upgraded to an X570 for that too, which will take the 5000 series, so I can upgrade the CPUs without having to mess with the RAM either.
Yeah, I really hope AMD does another proper support for the motherboard over multiple CPU generations like they did with
the 3 and the 5.
Yeah, cause I think you could go even older. I think you could go with like 2000.
I don't think the 2000 is an AM4 socket. I think with the 3000 came out, that was the AM4. The 2000 might be an AM2, AM3 socket.
Let me check.
I could be wrong, but I thought it was. I did post a link to Dungeon Full Dive in the BD Live.
No, it's AM4, the 2000.
Oh, it is AM4. Okay, but is it DDR4 too then? I guess it would have to be.
Yeah.
I
wonder what. I think I've got a feeling the 1000 series is as well, but that's going back quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, do we want to wrap up the stream and then we can just kind of chit chat afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this has been your monthly off-topic version of Brain Drain. So hopefully next month we'll figure out the day and we'll have a few more people live. It's not just the staff. I think maybe people just forgot.
We might want to skip November just because there's Thanksgiving and all that for us Americans.
Yes. Well then, should we skip December for Christmas and come back in January?
Well, if we go with like early December, we could kind of like hit the after Thanksgiving before Christmas pocket.
Yeah.
We can probably try that.
If they have some more news or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
It's still,
Yep.
it's not quite November for a few more days.
Mm-hmm.
So that will do it for this October edition of Brain Drain. And that's pretty much it for this month. We will hopefully see everybody at the next show in December.